set up the blitz. We gave him a blitz from the field the first play, and he threw the hot to there, and our coaches called it out. He called it out. He told me just go make the play. You just got to go with the coach's coach, and it always turns out positive.
Hakeem, I asked Coach about the opening kickoff play. I'm sure you ran it several times in practice this week. Did it work in practice? And like Coach said, did you think once you turned that corner that's going to work?
Yes, sir. We practiced that play after play in practice, and we had a drawn script for the scout guys, and they ran it just like ISU ran it, and it worked out right. And when I came off the edge, there was nobody there, so it worked out for the better.
Joe, could you talk about, they got a couple late in the game, but it seemed like you got good pressure on the quarterback, especially the first three quarters when you took that 17-0 lead. What was enabling you guys to do that?
Our D-line, they played exceptionally well today against the pass and the run, and once they're going, the whole defense is going to go. So if the D-line's clicking, that whole defense is going to look great.
Rob, what do you think of the job that Hakeem did, especially in the second half, with sort of giving you guys something that you could go to fairly consistently?
I mean, fantastic, and we know that about Hakeem. We rely on him to make plays and run the ball hard, which he always does.
Rob, there in the first half, what was going on with the offense, I guess in your eyes, and why things weren't clicking, and how nice was it to get that drive there in the second half, finally get it in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of the same. Communication and at least the frustration, I think guys are pressing a little bit. I can speak for myself on that. But luckily I think the difference probably was we didn't have any turnovers. Anytime that you can win the turnover battle, we had a good shot to win. So luckily we held onto the ball, and I think that contributes to the victory.
How much are you going to have to correct that, though, next week and play near perfect against a team like Notre Dame?
There's no excuses. There's no excuse for it. I mean, we do it in practice. I know a lot of you guys in this room are at practice, and you see us perform differently in practice. And it has to translate from the practice field to the game field. And if we can just do that, just execute the way that we do in practice, things would be a lot better.
Darryl, how much consideration did you give?
Rob, you said last week that wasn't Rob Henry. Just in your performance, was today a little bit better? You mentioned no turnovers, and that's an improvement. But was this more like you'd hoped to play? I mean, did you feel like you made strides from yourself, game 1 to game 2?
I felt like it was better, but it's still not. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for us to get to where we need to be, to where we want to go, to where this team can go. I need to sit down and watch the film and critique myself as hard as I can, like I always do, and perform better.
Hakeem, 22 carries today. Did you feel like you got in a pretty good rhythm there, especially in the second half?
Oh, yes, sir. I felt like I got a very great rhythm, especially with the big old line that we have. They made great blocks, and I just read off of their reads, and we just good job running the ball today.
If Ricardo and Rob could both take this, obviously we're looking at you. You look like you just lost. You didn't. You won. Where is this kind of? Unless I'm reading into that, I suppose I could be. But just, how do you feel about the performance overall? You won the game.
At the end of the day, we take it as a win-lose situation. But this is a win-lose. This is a win business, and that's what we did. We're happy about that, but we know we have strides to make. Like Rob said, we have to translate it better on the field. We look great in practice. We are good in practice. We just have to translate it more. I'm more disappointed in myself too, like Rob Henry, and we have to stop putting it on our offense to make plays more. We got to make more plays as a defense too. We got to come together more as a team. We work together great in practice. Now we got to come together as a team.
I think this is really the strive for perfection, the strive for excellence. And when you don't play the way that you know you're capable of, there's going to be some disappointment there. If you play as hard as you can and as well as you can, then there's some more satisfaction. But like Ricardo said, and like Coach said in the locker room, a win's a win. So we're happy with the win. We're gonna critique the film, and we have to get better.
Joe, you were the front seven women at Indiana State to just 39 yards on 22 carries. Just what was clicking in run defense today?
We just did our job. Our coaches tell us every week, you go out there and do your job. You don't have to worry about anybody else. Just do your part. Be 111 for the defense, and that's what we did today. Everybody was in their gap. We had movement. Everybody was in their right gap. We just did our job today. We don't have to go out there and be Superman. Just do our job. Be that 111.
This is for Rob or Akeem. You're a lot boosting the crowd after the failure from the first and goal from the one. Any reaction to that?
Can you repeat the question?
Not really. Go ahead, you go.
There's some boost for the crowd after the failure to score on the first and goal from the one. Do you have any reaction to that, positive or negative?
I mean, obviously, we were just as disappointed. We're the people out there on the field, so that was understandable. But we were just as disappointed that we didn't score, and there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for having 3 plays inside the 5 and not putting it in.